Thank you, Chair. It is a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. And I'd like to thank the member for Stretford and Ermston for securing this really important debate. Chair, as someone who has lost family members and friends to cancer, I frequently come to this place to try and shine a light on the huge problems in our health service that disproportionately impact people with cancer and their families. Dentistry is no exception. Just like many colleagues here, my constituents in Erdington, Kingstanding and Castle Vale have contacted me because they're unable to find an NHS dentist. There are over 100,000 people living in my constituency and only 7 dental surgeries, and at least 3 of those aren't accepting any new adult patients. A constituent without a dentist contacted me and said, I am desperate for an NHS dental repair. I now have an abscess in my jaw. Please help me. This case is one of many. The response I received from NHS England advised my constituents to call 111 for any urgent care services and said that they are now working to address the challenges facing the service right now. Those challenges in our dental system are only exacerbated for people in our communities living with cancer. The Less Survivable Cancers Task Force says that in the UK, 90,000 people are diagnosed with one of the less survivable cancers every year, an average of nearly 250 every day. If you have a less survivable cancer, you are twice as likely not to be diagnosed until your symptoms are severe enough to go to hospital compared to someone with a more survivable cancer. And I personally know that this is far, far too long. 80% of people with pancreatic cancer are diagnosed at stages 3 and 4. People with cancer need fast and effective dental services in a system that recognises the difficulties they will be facing during their treatment. Dentists also play a huge part in detecting, diagnosing and managing oral cancers, which kill over 3,000 people a year in the UK. Unlike the less survivable cancers, oral cancers have a survival rate, as my right honourable member said earlier, of 90% when diagnosed early. So it is absolutely crucial that for those people, dentistry is quickly accessible and free during treatment. Both of these issues come down to one main problem: money. Over the past decade, dental charges have increased by 45%, and the YouGov found that last year, nearly a quarter of respondents to their survey in England delayed or went without dental treatment because they just couldn't afford it. Because there are hidden costs in cancer care, like increase in energy bills and frequent travel to and from hospital, and the burden of rising dental costs is too great for people with cancer. So while I think it is a great idea to introduce free dental treatment for all cancer patients, we need to think bigger, reform the NHS and make it fit for the future. These two huge problems facing our health service, a crisis in both cancer care and NHS dentistry, and with waiting lists for both at record highs. As a nurse, it breaks my heart to say that the NHS has never been in a worse state. The last Labour government delivered the shortest waiting times and the highest patient satisfaction in history because we properly invested in our NHS. Chair, it is high time we did it again. Thank you.